Hello, 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 and welcome back to my Purple Song Home. It has been a long week. It has been a long week. A long week. But we all made it. If you are here, you made it through this week. I am so proud that you are here. Not only that, we have gone through another successful Black History Month. And now it is March. We are now into what? Women's History Month. I get 2 months back to back. Isn't that something? But anyway, I'm being extra today. I am so tired. After a long work week. Can we just say this though? I am not 20-something anymore. I am not 30-something anymore. For me to think that I can go to work all week and then go to somebody's movie theater, a late movie at that, on a Friday night, I do not know what I was thinking, but I had to go see my Scream. I had to. If you know me, horror movies are my thing. Secondly, Scream. I watch it all year long. All of them. Multiple times. That's me. That's just me. Anyway, let's get back to why we're here today. So, let me say something that might set somebody free today. I did not miss my life. I just lived a different one. If we all can say that collectively as women, we would all be great. Why? Besides the obvious, yes, I'm Black. Yes, I'm a woman. And I'm proud to be a woman. Where am I going with this? I'm glad you asked. Okay, so I am proud of the women that paved the way for me. The women in my family, the women in my community, and the women on national and international stages who broke ceilings so high they couldn't even see the top of them. You hear me? Women like Serena Williams, who redefined strength and grace in a sport that never fully embraced her. Women like Shirley Chisholm, who said, if they don't give you a seat at the table, you gonna do what? Bring a folding chair. Women like Sojourner Truth. I remember writing a paper on her when I was in grade school. She stood boldly and asked, ain't I a woman? And I honor the women whose name history forgot. The grandmothers, the aunties, the single women, the women who never had children but mothered nations. This month, I am talking about being a woman, not in competition with men, not diminishing the strength of a strong intellectual man, because I could go on about that. So sexy. But acknowledging something powerful. Women, we are something else. And unfortunately, the world has never fully embraced the value a woman can bring, which is their loss though. But here's what I've learned. If culture does not validate you, who has? God has. You are not chosen by culture, but you are established by God. Let's get into it. So let's talk about the real issue. Society sometimes measures women by milestone instead of character. Are you married? Do you have children? What age did you accomplish that? Are you running out of time? Somewhere along the way, womanhood became a checklist. Wife, mother, caretaker, support system. And if you haven't checked off those different boxes by a certain age, culture says you're behind. Your life hasn't started yet. You missed it. But here's the truth. You're not behind. You're just on a different assignment. The grief many women feel are not because they failed. It's because they internalize expectations that were never God's to begin with. There is grief in expectations, but there is peace in acceptance. Acceptance that your life may not look traditional, but it's still intentional. Culture has a different definition of what a successful woman looks like. She's nurturing, but not too strong. She's ambitious, but not intimidating. She's beautiful, but not effortlessly so. She's accomplished, but still centered around family. It is the most exhausting thing in the world, because then femininity becomes performative. You start performing softness, performing desirability, performing submission. And when you start living in performance, you lose authenticity. The freedom comes when you stop performing femininity and start walking in identity. Your identity is very fragile. It does not expire, and it does not depend on who chooses you. You are established, not auditioning. Okay, so let's get into the word, because culture shifts, God does not. There were women in scripture whose value was not tied to marriage or childbirth. So you have Deborah. She was a judge over Israel, a national leader, a military strategist. Men came to her for wisdom. The Bible does not introduce her as somebody's wife. It introduces her by her authority. And let's take Mary Magdalene, for instance. She was the first to witness the resurrection of Jesus. And let that sit for a second. The most pivotal moment in Christianity, and a woman was entrusted with this announcement. Not because she was married, not because she had children, but because she was faithful. And then we got Esther. She was a queen. But her purpose was not about being chosen by a king. It was about saving a nation. Her assignment was bigger than her title. Even Jesus Christ consistently elevated women in a culture that silenced them. He taught them, defended them, commissioned them. God has never reduced a woman to one role. That was culture. And I say all this to say, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and we were talking about being a wife and a mother. She has never been a wife and a mother, and neither have I. And we are both in our 40s. And we were just talking about this very subject of women being defined by things. In our instance, it is about, motherhood and being a wife. And it's nothing wrong with being single. It's nothing wrong with being a mother, because in my eyes, and I've spoken about this many times, in my eyes, if it has not been blessed to me from God just yet, that means He has me on another path to do other things. And that's what I want some people, women, to start thinking about. Why are you here? We are not always tied to what society thinks we should be as women. I know that can sound very political right now, but it's the truth. Too many women are grieving lives they were never assigned to. They are mourning a timeline that they never chose. Some women feel like their life hasn't started because it's not mirroring what someone else has. But purpose is not limited to just one role. Some women are called to lead movements. Some women are called to build businesses. Some are called to be mentors, to mentor generations, write books, preach, create, heal, or just influence systems. Purpose looks different when it isn't attached to marriage or motherhood, but it's not lesser. And let's talk facts for a moment. History was filled with strong women whose legacy was not confined to family roles. Take, for instance, Angela Merkel. She led Germany for 16 years and became one of the most powerful leaders in the world. Simone Biles redefined strength and mental health advocacy. Kamala Harris became the first woman vice president in the United States. You can never take that away from her. Their impact wasn't rooted in traditional milestones. It was rooted in assignment. Again, you are not behind. You are on a different assignment. So what do we do with it? How do we get through our days knowing that we're not where we want to be? We're not where we think we should be. How do we get through our days? I want to say, first, grieve honestly. If you imagined a certain life and it didn't unfold the way that you imagined it to, acknowledge that. God can handle your honesty. And with me, when I was dealing with this almost 5 years ago now, when I was dealing with this, I had to be honest with myself. And I got mad. I got mad at myself for decisions that I made with certain men. And I got mad at God. And I will say this, He can handle it. Be honest with your feelings. The second thing I would say is release timelines that are not yours. Comparison is a thief. Stop comparing yourself against someone else's highlight reel. It's not healthy, and their assignment is different from yours. Their life is different from yours. So stop comparing yourself. Define your purpose biblically and not culturally. Ask yourself this: what has God entrusted in me in this season? Just ask Him that. Pray about that. And He will give you that answer. I promise. I promise. Stop apologizing for your strength. Your intelligence is not intimidating. Your independence is not rebellion. Your confidence is not arrogance. This next step is what I wholeheartedly give advice to amongst a lot of women that I come in contact with. And that is to build community with women who are secure. I have come across so many women that do not have people in their corners and have their back. There are so many women that have friends that feed that insecurity, that jealousy, that envy for someone else's life, and that is not healthy for your mental. So I would attach myself to secure women who know who they are and who live in their truth every day. Secure women don't compete. Secure women collaborate. Take that advice. If I don't give you anything else, take that and run with it. Surround yourself with positivity. And then the next thing I want you to do is reframe your narrative. Instead of saying, my life hasn't started yet, I want you to say, my assignment is unfolding. Attack your life with positive thinking. You're not behind. You are just going in a different direction than everybody else. And that's okay. Let me leave you with this. If you are unmarried, if you are child-free, if your life looks different than what you imagined it to be, you did not miss your life. Please know that. The life you live, you have just lived a different one. That doesn't mean that you're deficient. You are not waiting to be chosen. You are established. You are established by God. You are established in purpose. You are established in strength. And you are established in identity. Not chosen by culture. Established by God. And if this resonated with you, share this with another woman that needs to hear it. Because this month and every month, we are reclaiming womanhood on God's terms. You hear me? On God's terms. You are not behind. You are just on a different assignment. And it's just that powerful. Be blessed. I will see you in the next video. This is Women's History Month. We take the W all month. I love you. Like, subscribe, turn your notifications on. Pass this to a woman that you feel that could benefit from this message, and know that this next video I'm going to share with you is some kind of special. It's a very personal one to me, and I will see you next week. Bye for now. I love you. Welcome to Women's History Month. I'm gonna go take a short nap now. Okay.